Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The FCT minister, Wike, the performing minister, was in church today, and the vicar of St. James Anglican Church, Osokoro Ben Idome, made some very strong statement about Wike that got Nigerians talking. And it's best you watch the video, and we'll be back to talk more about this. Watch the video.
First, stability. 2, restoration. 3, hope for everyday life. You will not lack anything good. God will supply your needs according to his riches in glory. May God bless the administration, bless our country. I will not fail to thank President Tinubu, who appointed this man to be minister, because even though he was hiding in rivers, he didn't bring him to Abuja. I don't know, because I'm not in the heart of other people, but I know it was through the president that the minister came into office. So we must thank him. That president himself is a visionary president. He can see vision somehow. That's why he saw that this man can do something. I never know that the Muslim can see vision. Tinubu can see vision. Whether he closed eyes or open eyes. So, President is a visionary president. So we thank him for making us happy in FCT. This year is the second. By the third year, you will do better. By the fourth year, you will be running up the first phase of the first game. You hear me? That one, you will do much more better. Then we warm up for the next round of assignment. God will empower you in the name of Jesus. And now unto him who is able to save us and to render us faultless before his eternal glory. Unto him.
Well, this is very interesting, I must say, and Nigerians are really talking about it. You know, the man is celebrating Wike, but instead of that, Nigerians are calling up a lot of things, and the one that interests me so much was when one mind traveler said something, and he called up the Message translation of Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 27, which says, "Your politicians are like wolves, prowling and killing and rapaciously taking whatever they want." Your preacher, verse 28 said, your preacher covered up for the politicians by pretending to have received visions and special revelation. They say this. Now let's listen to Isaac Fayose and get to hear his position about what is going on in the country and why this is happening.
Poverty don't enter inside church for Nigeria. Poverty and hunger don't enter inside church for Nigeria. Our bishops, our pastors are so hungry now that they allow politicians to come and use their temple to come and preach, to come and campaign. Poverty don't finish. Church where they preach prosperity, poverty don't finish them for Nigeria. Even pastors now need money. Poverty don't enter inside church. Church where they preach prosperity. Politicians are going inside church now to campaign because they don't say they need money. Poverty don't enter inside church. Inside church, church where they preach prosperity. Poverty don't hook the pastor. Prosperity don't become a feferity. God go judge all of us. You want to know how daft we are in Africa? You don't need to go too far. You see, they are doing Thanksgiving. They pay different television stations with millions of naira to go and do Thanksgiving in church. for inaugurating projects that are paid for by taxpayers' money. They are in church. Watch them live in church. Look at it. Thanksgiving for FCT projects inauguration. Live. This is live TV program. That means the program, they paid for it with your money, with my money, because they have commissioned less than 100-kilometer roads. Look at them in church. Look at pastor about to start preaching, start talking about what is abroad. You live abroad, is this normal to you? Look at them in church doing Thanksgiving for project less than 100-kilometer roads. So children are at home. Teachers have not been paid. Staffs, they just called off their strike for underpayment for no welfare. But they have paid so many TV stations to come and do Thanksgiving. There they will pay offering, they will pay 10% tithe of our ad-end taxpayers' money. Is this not mental? When you check their brain, how do you explain things like this? You live abroad, or you live even in Ghana or in Togo, do they do this? Is this normal? You ask yourself, for just commissioning few flyover bridges, roads that are less than 100 kilometers, you are now doing, just for inauguration of projects, you are in church doing Thanksgiving. Abba, my people, how are we going to get out of this mess? This is a total mess. This is a mess that we don't even want our...
All right, welcome back, my colleagues in the house. You've heard what Isaac Fayose said. The fact that the church has been given out as a platform where politicians come and do their talking. Expectation is, if you're coming to do Thanksgiving, it's a matter of just time. We thank God for everything, blah, blah, blah. Few 10 minutes or few minutes than 10, you're through and you walk away than to start doing politicking there and all of that. What's your standpoint on all of this? Do you think that the church should continuously allow politicians to come in? Don't you think it's a way of, causing a lot of people not to be happy and all of that?
Well, let's take it from the very beginning. When Wike was commissioning project, one would have expected that he would talk about the project, how it cost him, the obstacles he faced during the project, during the whole process of starting up the project. But eventually, this is it. It is now live. Talk about the benefits and what the people will enjoy from the project. All throughout the project commissioning, Wike never talked about the obstacles of his project. All he talked about is coalition. Atiku Abubakar, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is winning. Rotimi Amechi, all this coalition. Peter Obi is now pretending to be a humble man. Way away from the... It was as if he was using the project as an excuse to pass a message. After a while, he opened the parley with the discussion with journalists. He didn't even discuss about... All he talked about was, they started earlier politicking. So when he came to church, I expected the clergymen to be proactive to start with. Now, I know, just give you an idea of how the clergyman will feel. Politicians are coming, top politicians, FCT minister, and big guns are coming. We have been praying for the God has answered our prayer. As we talk now, we're going to have national view. Now, people from all walks of life will come. And they're hearing that all the big channels are coming in. They're coming videos. Everybody dress well, look good. They decorate the church. And you now say, hey, want to make welcome the FCT minister. You're happy because such big men, God has finally brought them. And instead of the way they used to do it, 2 minutes, what God has done for you and what you have done. 2 minutes. But you give him microphone. This kind of thing, you don't give him microphone. You help him hold the mic. So that if you want to the media house, the media in the church will just mute it. So that they will not get it. Then when you come, they say, sorry, 2 minutes. They want to talk too much to you. Give him paper, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's how they do it normally. Yeah. If he still wants to all of a sudden, his pastor signals the media house, the mic is muted. By the time he tries to do, just aside, it's over. We have it. He looks as if he wants to be insultive. He said, we're having glitches with our mic. So that, the church still remains neutral and is still purified. But in a situation, Nigerians are looking at it in a bigger way. Of course, there's no way he will leave Thanksgiving. Of course, some good millions will come in to appreciate the church and make the church go forward. During the election period too, he will come again. That will be my platform. We can't continue like this. The church is getting worldly. It's getting worldly, and the funny part is, it's irritating Nigerians because we know the truth.
Yes,
you cannot be tweaking and whining the scriptures, and you think we don't know how it bites us.
Now, there's one question I always want to ask. Why is it that our politician makes it look as though everything that they have done, it is from their pockets?
Because Nigerians also have empowered them and made them look like gods of men and not ordinary politicians. We have empowered them. Have you heard songs like Wike, Then They Fear You? Those are almost worship songs. Do you know what it is? What do you mean by a politician who it is from the euphoria of the people that made him who he is, a public servant? And you are saying that the people who made him he now fears him. That means a godlike figure. It's not just only for Wike, for almost all of them. So after a while, the other time I watched the video that almost broke my heart. And Wike was telling those FCT members, have you ever seen minister in your life? Come on. Have you ever seen minister in your life? Meaning it's a privilege to say minister. How did we get here? Because during the time of election, they will give you 2 kobo, 3 kobo. You go, you break bottle and come back. Tomorrow, they come and get that. You go. We don't even place value. We don't place ourselves. We have given them too much power. These are the things that Rotimi Amechi keeps talking. And they are not only rubbing it in our face, they are pressing it on us. And making them look at this, say, what have they done? I have done. I have done the commission of this road. Please, is it from your pocket?
Of course not.
Let us stop paying tax and see how the government will be grounded. But they keep doing this, and after a while, Nigerians will be happy. At least Wike did this. At least Wike did. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man becomes a king.
Of course.
On a normal day, what would such a person be doing in the normal society? But the one-eyed man will now begin to do Kabiyesi everywhere, the king of everything. It's actually in all of this. No, my Nigerians are to be blamed in all of this. We allowed this to slide to the point where we are now being
into the church.
Do you get?
Come on.
And now, pastors, I think this is where PFN and CAN comes in. Begin to sanction churches who allow politicians to use the pulpit. You're not called by politicians. If you get to this level where you're now answerable to politicians, then you have lost the call of God. If God called you on the pulpit, that is God's mandate. That is his pulpit. Unclean thing like the scriptures will say in the Old Testament, mask that pulpit. On the Old Testament, I will still remember, if the high priest, if he doesn't even purify himself, he can be slain. How much more everything and anything, because we're in a dispensation of grace and mercy, everything now passes, everything is now allowed. Until I think this whole thing should begin from the church. PFN should start now because it's going to get worse during the electionary year.
All right, that's where we like to leave it. This one is strictly to the church. We need to control this thing. If a politician comes to do Thanksgiving, they just do Thanksgiving and they stop talking about themselves there. That's not the ground for it. You can do it somewhere else, but not in the church. PFN needs to correct this because it's making a lot of people to even stay away from church. Because for them, church and war is the same thing now, which is not true.